All right, Coach, Chicago was tough defensively. They forced a lot of turnovers, deflections in the first half. But second half, you got it going 44 points in the third, and that was pretty much it.
Yeah, I thought we we did a good job. The thing about that team is that they play extremely hard. They play extremely hard, and so it doesn't matter what the score is or whatever. They compete at a real high level. I thought we did a good job of having a little more ball movement. I thought we held the ball a little bit too much, and the way they play is that you got to have ball movement to move them. I thought we did a much better job with that at the start of the third quarter, and then we did obviously a much better job in the fourth.
Well, it was good to see as well, Coach, that when the shots weren't falling, you were able to get to the free throw line tonight, and you were able to knock them down.
We were, especially in the second half, and I thought we had good looks in the first half. We just, it was one of those deals where we just weren't making them. But I think for us, we talked about it at the half, is that when you're not making shots, you still got to find a way, to stay in the game. And I thought we did it defensively, and then obviously in the third quarter, offensively we got it going a little bit more.
And we've talked about BI's progression on the offensive end all year, but just career high in assists tonight. How do you think he's grown in that area as a passer?
Well, I think what happens, and we talked about this, is that when you come off screens or if you run in isolation, they're going to always have two on the ball. So you have to get off the ball quickly. I thought he did a much better job. There was a few where, he tried to beat two, but for the most part, I thought he got off the ball and did a great job of moving it. And now we got him in rotation, and I thought we did a good job of finding the open guy.
Just about his performance in general, it looked like he hurt his hand there late in the second. It seemed like he wasn't going to come out. He was kind of grabbing at it, but he wasn't going to come out, and he kind of just played through and had a really good third.
He did, and that's exactly what happened. But I thought he did a great job of playing through it, and I thought we did a good job the second half of just, realizing defensively what they were trying to do, and then advancing the ball so that we had 2-on-1 situations on the weak side.
There were nights Jackson struggled to get a rebound or two. To see his progression in that area, what do you think has been the biggest key? Is it just experience, or do you think he's learned
Well,
some?
I think the more you play, the more you understand, the things that you can do. And, like he only had a couple of plays, like he went for a couple of blocks that were, not really there, and it frees up his guy on the boards. But, for the most part, I think he's doing a good job of progressing and understanding a little bit more where his points can come from and what he can do as far as rolling to the basket. And, he made a couple of great plays where he caught it, on a roll and got the ball to the weak side of the floor. So I thought he did a really good job. It was one of his better games, really, tonight. Overall, from the standpoint of trying to do exactly what we asked him to do.
Coach, for Nikhil, it seems like he hadn't had a lot of playing time, but the last couple of games you've given him more. Have you been working with him on his decision making?
Well, we talk about it, and I think the thing with him is that he's got to understand that it's a pretty simple game. Hey, they come up to guard you, you just pass it to the next guy. They don't, then you dribble, penetrate, and find the open guy. And I thought he did a much better job with that tonight. A couple of decisions that weren't really great, but that's going to happen. And obviously, the more playing time we can get him, the easier those decisions become. But I thought he did a good job, and I think the biggest thing with him is that he's got to be able to forget and move on to the next play. And sometimes that's really hard as a young player because you're thinking about what you should have done. And then there's other situations where you got to put that behind you and move to the next play, and that's just progression of being able to be out on the floor and do those things and be able to actually live those things. So, we want to try to get him in and get him minutes as much as we possibly can.
Are you able to notice while coaching how the crowd seems to respond to Jackson when he's in there, and is that some of the energy that you're talking about with creating an environment?
Yeah, I think they like any guy that can run, block shots, dunk. I mean, it's the spectacular plays are really what fans like to see. And he's a guy he's a great leaper. He blocks some shots. He'll have a dunk every now and then here and there. So that's what people like to see. But we talked to him about being solid and doing exactly what we're supposed to do defensively. Forget about the great plays. We just got to be solid, and defensively what we're trying to do.
Even if it's not a long winning streak or anything, are you guys playing right now the last 6-7 games the way that you feel like this team is capable of? Do you feel like this is
Yeah, I do. I do, and I think that obviously we go through some peaks and valleys, but for the most part, I think we're playing it like we're supposed to play. And I thought we did a great job. The other night is just a situation where I gotta leave that alone. I'm not gonna touch it. Okay, we're playing we're doing a good job.
I was not trying to get your phone.
We're doing a good job. It's a good win for us.
Thanks, Al.